we have breaking news. The Alberta Mountie who was shot in the head while investigating a car theft north of Edmonton has died. Police say 42-year-old Constable David Matthew Wynn never regained consciousness after he was shot in the head last Saturday morning. Wynn's family said their goodbyes earlier this week as they prepared to take the officer off of life support. Wynn and his partner, Constable Derek Walter Bond, were shot at close range by Sean Maxwell Wren, who was later found dead. The woman who pleaded guilty in the death of 6 dogs in Langley last year is expected to be sentenced in court later today. Greg Harper is live in Surrey with more on this. Greg?
Jody, just outside Surrey Provincial Court here this morning, Emma Paulson is expected to be sentenced here today. This is a case that sparked outrage, has impacted a lot of people. It looks as though this case will be coming to a conclusion today. Emma Paulson, she pleaded guilty last fall to one count of causing an animal to be in distress and public mischief for giving police false information. Paulson had 6 dogs, including her own, in her care. This was back in May of last year. She reported the dogs had been stolen from her vehicle while it was parked at Brookswood Park in Langley. Turns out the dogs were not stolen, and they had died from heat exhaustion after being left in her vehicle. The dogs were later found dumped in a ditch in Abbotsford. The maximum sentence that Paulson could receive in jail is 2.5 years. She's also facing up to $75,000 in fines. Her sentencing is expected to begin here today at Surrey Provincial Court at around 9:30 this morning. Jody?
All right, thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting live this morning from Surrey. RCMP are looking into a possible abduction attempt at an elementary school in White Rock. It happened at around 3:30 Friday afternoon. A 9-year-old girl was approached by a man who's accused of trying to lure her to his car. The girl ran away. She wasn't injured. The suspect is described as white, bald, in his 20s, with tattoos on both arms. He was wearing a dark-colored T-shirt with red print and beige shorts. If you have any information, you are asked to call police. The latest round in the battle over Vancouver's Arbutus Corridor has gone to CP Rail. A judge has refused to grant the city an injunction preventing CP from working in the area. Last year, the company started removing community gardens, claiming it plans to reactivate the line. CP and the city have failed to reach a deal for the potential purchase of the land.
Noting that the judge identified there is a real question whether this line has in fact been abandoned. So there's still big questions that remain, and we'll, as a city, continue to use the tools we have to pursue this.
CP has estimated the value of the Arbutus Corridor at $400 million. The city has reportedly only offered $20 million for it. Vancouver fire crews spent over 2 hours dealing with a boat fire underneath the Broad Street Bridge late last night. When crews arrived, they found one boat engulfed in flames that were starting to spread to another boat nearby. Once the flames were under control, firefighters had to drain the boat to prevent it from sinking. No injuries reported, thankfully. The cause of the fire is still unknown.
I have a boat that's just maybe about 7 boats down, and I heard what sounded like 2 explosions. And we thought it was on this float here, a float in Falls Creek Fisherman's Wharf. But as it turns out, it was a boat in the Burrard Civic Marina over here. So it was a sailboat that I guess there was an explosion on the boat.
In North Vancouver are looking for information on this man. He is suspected of starting a fire at Capilano University at around 12:30 a.m. on January 2nd. RCMP think the man broke in and started the fire in the school's library administration area. The sprinkler system kept the flames from spreading very far, but there is smoke and water damage. BC's Privacy Commissioner is wading into the mess at Saanich Municipal Hall over more accusations by the mayor. Elizabeth Denham hasn't been asked to investigate, but she's taken it upon herself to look into the matter. The commissioner will examine Saanich's policies on computer protection and information. Mayor Richard Atwell says spyware was installed on his computer. Police and district staff have dismissed that, saying the software is used to prevent hacking. Denham expects to have her work done by the end of March. Meanwhile, police in BC have accepted Denham's recommendations about the background checks. They will no longer include mental health information when checking a person's criminal record. The Privacy Commissioner criticized the process in a report last year. Denham found too much sensitive personal information was being passed along.